Sports People Hawaii, brought to you by Jamba Hawaii, celebrating 20 years of blending aloha. 7-Eleven Hawaii, your neighborhood store. And Vacations Hawaii, Hawaii's favorite connection to Las Vegas.
Aloha, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Sports People Hawaii. I'm Howard Deshefsky. We have another great show coming your way. We're going to take you inside the NBA bubble. Heather Mao grew up here in Hawaii. She played volleyball for Maryknoll School, but now she's with the Dallas Mavericks and spent time in this unprecedented time inside the NBA's bubble in Orlando, Florida. We'll tell you what that's all about. Plus, Special Olympics Hawaii, well, they're such a great organization. Unfortunately, their Great Summer Games event, like so many other events this year, canceled. But how the organization and Honolulu's finest teamed up to make sure the games still went on. Plus, chances are you have a pair of their slippers right now inside your garage or at the front door. We check in with Mr. Scott, that's right, the head of the family that owns Scott Slippers. We have these stories and much more coming your way here on Sports People Hawaii, but as always, we get things started with another tip to help you get fit quick.
Get Fit Quick, brought to you by Jocko Rehabilitation.
Hey everybody, this is Jocko from Jocko Rehab. We got some great exercises today for your knee. Have you ever wondered how stable your knee is? We'll get to that in a minute. First, I want to show you some stretches for around the knee. This is Mari. She's a physical therapist in our company, and she's going to show a hamstring stretch. So she puts her heel on a higher surface, and then she's going to lean over and keeping her back hollow, and she's going to feel a slight stretch on the back side of her leg. You're going to hold that for about 20 seconds. Second stretch is she's going to grab her ankle, and then she's going to stretch her quadriceps, which is the muscle in the front of the thigh. She's going to feel a slight stretch over there. So the next thing we're going to show you is how to measure the stability of your knee. So here's Mari again, and she's going to show you how to measure the stability of the right knee. She's going to reach out to the front, and you could measure that distance, and she's going to reach out to the side. You could measure that distance at home, and then reach out to the back. All right, and now how to make her knee more stable, we've attached a small little laser on her knee, and you can just buy a little laser pointer and get a target, and then Mari, show standing on one leg with your knee slightly bent, and then try to keep the laser pointer right in the target. All right, and lift that left leg up a little higher, perfect, yeah, and now step a little bit down, go a little bit down and try and hold it again. And then you move the target a little forward and try again to keep that laser right on the target. So those are great exercises to work on your thigh strength and your knee stability. So do these exercises at home every day, and there's less chance that you have to see one of us. I guarantee it.
Get Fit Quick, brought to you by Jocko Rehabilitation, keeping you in the game of life.
This segment of Sports People Hawaii is brought to you by Jamba Hawaii, celebrating 20 years of blending aloha.
And welcome back, everybody. Heather Mao grew up here in the islands, went to college on the East Coast, started her career on the West Coast. Now she's working for the NBA's Dallas Mavericks, and recently had an opportunity, along with the team, to go inside the NBA's bubble. From her playing days at Maryknoll to Adelphi University in New York, where she still holds numerous records, Heather Mao has never strayed very far from the court. And after graduating with a degree in athletic training, she was still deeply involved in sports, keeping other athletes at UC Riverside and then Cal State Northridge in the game. But it was her next job that started her on a path to the big time, getting a chance through a friend to work with the LA Lakers.
It was pretty awesome. I, never thought in my wildest dreams I would get an opportunity to, one, work with professional basketball, and let alone two, I'd say probably the most popular NBA organization And that's an organization that's known very much so worldwide as well. So it was a little shocking at first, but when you step foot in that facility, it's work at the end of the day. So the fangirl and the fanboy has to you have to shut that off and do the job that you're asked of. So but other than that, very grateful for that opportunity.
It was an opportunity that allowed her not to only develop her skills, but to develop great friendships, from her fellow trainers to the players she worked with, including a guy named LeBron.
It's weird though, because I don't know, I grew up in the era of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, so I obviously know how valuable he is to society and to the league. So yeah, at the end of the day, I treat him like I do with the rest of my friends, and obviously am aware of kind of where he ranks in society, I guess you could say. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think these athletes, whether it's LeBron James or, someone who's not maybe as known as Bron, they just want to be treated like people at the end of the day. And I think that's what provides them comfort, so to speak, when they hang out with other people.
Although it was a dream job, she found a new opportunity in the Lone Star State, and this past year worked as the assistant trainer with the Dallas Mavericks and another budding superstar in Luka Doncic. It was all great until COVID hit and the season abruptly ended, only to resume 3 months later inside the Bubble in Orlando, Florida, a protected area where the games would be played, minus one key element: the fans.
Yeah, it's definitely a different atmosphere, because at least from the other players and coaches and staff members that have been in playoffs, the fans really play a part in the momentum when it comes to the games.
But for all that was missing inside the bubble, she and the players weren't forced into any life of seclusion. In fact, far from it.
The amenities, I guess I would call it, were pretty awesome. We were able to golf for free, and that was resort golfing, so to speak. So I did get a chance to do that once. Yeah, golfing, you could fish, we could take the boat out. There were barbers, there were nail techs there, restaurants, obviously. So the NBA did a really great job executing that for us.
And despite a lack of fans, Heather experienced more than just a few memorable moments, but one stands above all the rest. Perhaps the biggest shot made by anybody inside the bubble this year, a Luka Doncic three-pointer at the buzzer to beat the Clippers in overtime.
Doncic pulls up, three-pointer, bang, bang, it's good. Doncic wins the game at the buzzer.
At the end of the day, it's you have to do the job, and sometimes there are the pinch me moments. For example, like the big shot that Luka hit, I think it was game 5 in our playoff series with the Clippers. That was pretty spectacular, and that was, I'd say, a pinch me moment.
Another pinch me moment came just a few minutes later when Luka returned to the locker room, and there was Heather to enjoy it and record it all. Call it the ultimate insider's view that she and many others couldn't help but enjoy.
Yeah, I did. All of us got our cameras out because I thought, that was a pretty awesome moment. I think a defining moment for our season, obviously with that shot, and, let alone happening in the bubble. And you have to kind of create your own energy when it's just 35 or 37 of your traveling party. You don't have fans, so you have to kind of create your own energy, whether it's within the locker room or on the bench and such. So yeah, that was a pretty awesome moment.
Happy birthday to you.
But make no mistake, those moments of celebration are rare, because when the whistle blows and the games get underway, Heather, like the players, has a job to do. And while the sound may be artificially piped in and the fans exist only in video monitors, these playoffs are very real.
At the end of the day, I personally think that this is probably harder to win a championship just with the circumstances given. I mean, with a 3-month pause, I think it's harder. I think the circumstances are a little bit more difficult. But yeah, like you said, once the whistle blows, whether it's the bubble or not, it's playoff basketballs.
And Heather had a front row seat to all of it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It was a great experience for sure. Something that I will forever remember.
I'll tell you what, such a cool opportunity for her. And of course, by the way, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban of Shark Tank fame, among other things. She says, great guy, incredibly supportive, and super fun to work for. That's great news to hear also. All right, stick around, everybody. Like so many things, the Special Olympics Summer Gala was canceled this year, but the athletes still had their golden moment.
Fall into delicious flavors at Jamba Hawaii. Try our refreshing blackberry smoothie, boosting your immunity with blackberries, pineapples, and our new oat milk to make it plant-based and nutrient-packed. We also have our new peachy green smoothie, packed with peaches, mango, and healthy greens to keep you going all fall season long. Fall into these 2 plant-based flavors only at Jamba Hawaii.
This segment of Sports People Hawaii is brought to you by 7-Eleven Hawaii, your neighborhood store.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports People Hawaii. Like so many other events, sadly, the Special Olympics Hawaii Big Summer Gala was canceled this year. But thanks to the organization and Honolulu's men and women in blue, the competition still went on. It's an event that brings all the cheers, the tears, and yes, the chicken skin that comes with any other big sporting event. But sadly, this year's Special Olympic Games in Hawaii didn't happen. The Games, yet another victim to the COVID-19 pandemic.
I was bummed because I love making new friends, meeting new people, and just compete people who are just like me.
But luckily for Kyson, officials with Special Olympics Hawaii understood his disappointment.
Usually, we're out on the fields, our athletes are at parks, competing, but because of this whole pandemic, we've really had to pivot and change the way we engage with our athletes.
And then officials were ready to go?
So we changed how we thought, and we did an online fitness competition where athletes competed in push-ups, squats, jumping jacks. We also had wheelchair events, shoulder presses, and arm punches. So it was a really new and exciting event for us.
All right, congratulations, everyone.
Adapting is something Special Olympics Hawaii organizers know and do well. So they, along with their partners at HPD, teamed up and they made sure the games would go on.
Although that we can't be together physically, we want to send you our moral support because we are the Hawaii Rock! All right!
Like many others before them, they turned to technology.
Begin.
Well, this is actually the first time we did our online virtual Alkake fitness competition.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Really good. Good job, everybody. Really good.
From push-ups and squats to jumping jacks, even wheelchair events, Special Olympics Hawaii created something new. An event that created all the excitement and all the pride for all the athletes and their family, perhaps even more than they could have ever hoped for.
They made it happen, you know, they virtual, it was amazing. I had to learn how to Zoom and whatnot and train, whatever, but we had training at home, also with other participants as coaches, and it was just amazing that they could string this together and put it together and just have a competition.
Although the in-person portion of the competition was lost, the spirit of the games never wavered, something proven beyond any shadow of a doubt when Honolulu's finest showed up in person at the athletes' homes to present them their medals. Call it the ultimate golden moment.
I don't know what your final score was, but
yeah,
you got 3 gold medals. You placed first in your division for all 3. So, can I go ahead and put this on? Yeah. I don't have one labeled, but just so you know that this is for the Okake Fitness Classic.
Yeah.
So again, this is for all 3 events that you participated in.
Right on.
Right on.
Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome job, man.
What do those medals mean to you?
A lot for people like me who cannot play sports in high school or cannot compete in the regular sports like football, baseball, soccer.
Means everything.
Yep.
Right on.
Or the Special Olympics athletes who can have one of these.
You know, our athletes love, respect, and admire our police officers for everything they do in our community. And it was just amazing to see them come together and support our athletes and really, really make a difference in the lives, you know, of our athletes who competed.
7-Eleven Hawaii would like to give a big shout out to Special Olympics Hawaii and Hawaii's finest. Together, you worked hard to ensure that these athletes could take part in the event they trained so hard for and means so much to them. And while this year was a virtual event, all of them have shown such great camaraderie. You are all golden, and congratulations to all the participants. Stay healthy and safe.
Everywhere we go, people want to know, who we are, so we tell them, we are the torch run, mighty torch run, Ooh-ha!
I tell you, that's just chicken skin stuff, and a big shout out not only to HPD, but of course, congrats to all the athletes. And stick around, everybody. When we come back, those rubber slippers, more than just a name.
Every story has a journey, carried by the dancing wind. It is a soft explosion, echoing in the hearts of those that love. When open arms take flight, spread your love against the dark of night. Live for hope, long for passion. Live, love, 7 for life.
This segment of Sports People Hawaii is brought to you by Vacations Hawaii, Hawaii's favorite connection to Las Vegas.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar, there's just one place to play. fish, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here. Bet you'll find it at the Cow. Look now at thecow.com.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. The names Steve and Scott are pretty common, but put those two names together, and chances are they combine for something that you probably have somewhere right there in your home.
That's my father in front of the original location, which is on Cook Street, 332 Cook Street, back in the 1930s and 40s. And that's when we used to make work boots, steel-toed shoes. It was pre-slipper time.
Today, the name Scott is simply synonymous with slippers, and that company, started by his great-grandfather, was a far cry from what the company produces now. But certainly, that's not all that's changed. $1.18 a pair.
$1.18 a pair.
Dang. You know what? I'll pay you 3 times that amount right now. The company started making those steel-toed shoes for plantation workers and dock workers at Pearl Harbor. Steve says the transition to rubber slippers was largely out of necessity.
Hawaii got closer to World War II. The one thing happened is, at that time, the Zori, which was from Japan, obviously with World War II, disappeared. And so there was I think a tremendous amount of demand for something that was casual, something that was slip-on, something that you could wear without socks.
So the company converted to making slippers, and there was no turning back.
Those, and these are a lot of the old styles. This is my son's picture wall. It probably goes back about 10 years with some of these styles. We should have started earlier. That's our lifestyle today, is casual, whether it be shorts, whether it be slippers.
Although other companies would come and go, Scott was the only ones to go in the direction of a more formal slipper, something he says was a byproduct of wanting to make a product that was simply the best.
Well, we've always prided ourselves on our quality and how long it lasts. As a matter of fact, we've been accused by several customers that it lasts too long. And we try to tell them to at least get a different color, do something like that.
Today, there's nearly a different color and style for every day of the month. So how many slippers should an average guy have living in Hawaii? He says 2 to 3 is good. However,
well, I like these styles here.
Today, Scott considers himself lucky that the company, founded in 1932, has only been in 4 locations, or as he puts it, 1 for each generation. But naturally, there have been challenges along the way, chief among them, the cost of doing business here in Hawaii. The company produced all of its products right here on Oahu until the late 1990s, before ultimately outsourcing the production of the product to Asia.
Just the cost of doing business here is higher than our competitors.
But make no mistake about it, Scott is a local company through and through.
But this is how we keep ourselves grounded. Keep reminding ourselves that we're local, Hawaii-based.
And when it comes to the secret to the company's enduring success, he says once again, it all comes down to quality.
That's what we're known for. We're known for something that if you wear it, and obviously, like a shirt, there's not much wear and tear. I mean, other than if you want to rip it off, something like that, but something that you're wearing on the feet, on your foot, is constantly being worn, and it's abrasive on the ground. Again, it's just a testament to the pride that we put into our footwear.
And what does this 3rd-generation shoe manufacturer see when he looks into the future? No pun intended, but you might say Steve was a shoo-in to take over the family business, and he says one of the best parts of this family-owned company is to be able to look down and see his name every step of the way.
Well, one step at a time. I have my son now, my youngest son, here working with me, and he has 2 boys, so we're in our 4th generation right now, and let's see if we can make it to the 5th generation.
So much fun and so cool and so many styles and colors. And the best part about it, we live in Hawaii, so we get to wear slippers 365 days a year. And that does it for this edition of Sports People Hawaii. Until next time, everybody, enjoy the great outdoors. Go out, get fit, be healthy, and we'll see you next time on Sports People Hawaii.